Hello friends, once again welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to see about Unit 3 of Indian Contract Act 1872, other essential elements of a valid contract. It is divided under 4 categories. They are capacity to contract is first, free consent is second, third is lawful consideration and object, fourth is not expressly declared to be void. In this video we are going to see about capacity to contract. That is a first category. Capacity to contract is defined under section 11. You can see, that 4 categories is divided under section 11 of Indian Contract Act 1872 as every person is competent to a contract who is of the age of majority according to the law to which he is subject and who is of sound mind and is not disqualified from contracting by any law. Already we have seen capacity of a party to enter into a contract means he must major, he must be a sound mind, he must not disqualified from contracting by any law. Generally, we can see what is meant by capacity. Capacity refers to the competence of the party to make a contract. It is one of the essential elements of a valid contract. Without this, the contract is not valid. Next, it is divided into three. The first one is has to attain the age of majority. Second one is of sound mind. Third one is not disqualified from contracting by any law. We can see first one, age of majority. In India, it is regulated by Indian Majority Act 1875. In India, one is attained the age of majority after completing 18 years of age. Before 18 years of age, even one day also, he is considered as a minor. Next, law relating. There are certain laws relating to the minors agreement or possession of a minor. When unknowingly minor has entered in knowingly or unknowingly minor has entered into the contract, what we can do with that? There are 15 law uh, 15 law relating to the minors agreement or possession of the minor. They are, we can see one by one. First one is a contract made with or by a minor is void of an issue, because uh, we can see we are already seen what are the essential elements of a valid contract. In that, only major can enter into a contract. Here, when minor entered into a contract, it is void from the beginning itself. See, read this: a minor is not capable, is not competent to contract, and any agreement with or by a minor is void from the beginning itself. Next, here is an important case law, Mukhari Bibi between Mukhari Bibi versus Dharmodas Das Koshi. Next topic is no ratification after attaining majority. Ratification means we can see with this example, X, a minor, makes a promissory note in the name of Y. On attaining majority, he can't ratify it. He can't carry forward. When he is a minor, he do any promise or bought any money from someone, he can't carry to a major itself. He must cancel in the minority age. Next, minor can be a beneficiary or can take benefit out of a contract. He can't enter into a contract, but like a partnership act, he can take only the benefits of a partnership, but he can't become a partner. Like that, minor can only take a beneficiary and he can't become a partner. Next, fourth topic is a minor can always plead minority. Here, minority is like on wall protecting him from his enemies or from his creditors. Like when he unknowingly enter into a contract, when the creditor asks him money, he will put that wall or he will like screen, we can say, uh, like wall or screen, he will protect himself from the creditors. Next, fifth topic is liability for necessaries. Here, the minor's liable for necessaries, not personal liable, only his minor's properties are only liable. There are two conditions must be satisfied in this category. First one is it must be of a necessary goods. Next one is the minor must not have already a sufficient supply of these necessaries. This means when water, shelter, or cloth is a necessary. We can take example as a cloth. It is a necessary, but he already have a 10 or 20 cloths. When A supplied another extra 10 cloths, it is not a necessary supply because he already have a sufficient amount of necessaries with him. So he will not liable to, his property is not liable to pay that person. Next, contract by guardian. How far enforceable? A minor can't directly enter into a contract, but his guardian can enter into a contract on behalf of the minor. But here also some restrictions. In that case, the guardian can't sell the minor's property, can't buy any new property for minor. But in some cases, there is a guardian called certified guardian appointed by the court of a minor, um, because for the sale of the minor's property only, the court will appoint certified guardian only at the time of sale of minor's property. Next, seventh topic is no specific performance. Uh, no specific performance. A contract made by minors void upon issue, that is from the beginning itself it's a void. So no specific performance in their contract. No insolvency, because one eighth topic is no insolvency because only minors property is the creditor can claim only from the minor's property. So minor is not personally liable. So there is no insolvency. Partnership. It is comes under section. Minor can't enter into a partnership, but under section 30, with the consent of all the partner, the minor can admit it for the benefits in the partnership. Like minor can be an agent. A minor can act as an agent, but he will not liable for his principal. A minor can draw, deliver, or endorse negotiable instrument without himself being liable. This means a minor can negotiable instrument here we can take as a check. He can draw or deliver or endorse the check. But when the check bounces, see this example. When check bounces, nor can be issued. When no amount in his bank or the check bounces or they found this check as a fraud, the minor is not liable. 11th topic is minor can't bind parent or guardian. Uh, this means when the minor go to any scooter, see this example. Richard, a minor, entered into a contract for buying a scooty from the dealer and mentioned that her parents will be liable for the payment of a scooty. Dealer send a letter to the parents for the money. The parents will not be liable for the payment as the contract was entered by a minor, and in the absence of knowledge, her parents did not know about Richard's going to buy a scooty, so her parents is not liable. So that only minor can't bind parents or guardian. But here there is one example. When a minor act as a agent for his parent, then parents also liable. 12th topic is joint contract by minor and adult. Here is a famous case in Saint Das versus Ramchand case law. When a major and minor enter into a contract, adult and minor, major means also same, adult also same. Adult and a minor enter into a contract. Adult is liable for any only adult is liable, minor is not liable. Next, surety for a minor. If you gave any surety for a minor to the third party, then you is liable to the third party. You is directly liable to the third party. It's minor is a shareholder. Minor can't be a shareholder in a company, but by some mistake he became a shareholder. But when the company came to know about this mistake, they will remove his name. They will remove his name from the register and resign the transactions of him. But minor can act as a shareholder, not directly but indirectly. When the lawful guardian became a shareholder of a shareholder by transfer or transmission of full paid up capital to him. Here there is a contract between a guardian and a shareholder, a guardian and a minor, that I will buy shares on behalf of this guardian. But when I attain majority, you must transfer all your shares to me. Like that, they will make a contract, so it is enforceable. Liability for torts. Here torts means knowingly. By knowingly. Tort is a civil wrong. It's a civil wrong, not like murdering or murdering or threatening to shot something. That all not a civil wrong. Here civil wrong means um, they will not get any harmful judgments from the court. Only minor judgments like a 10-day prison or a 1 month, 2 month prisons, like this only they will get punishments. Here, uh, we can see this example. A minor here, where a minor borrowed a horse for a riding, only he was held liable when he lent the horse to his one of a friend. He bought a horse from someone, but he lent that horse to his friend. When his friend unknowingly killed the horse, the minor is liable to the that person, the owner of the horse. Next important topic is person of sound mind. It is defined under Section 12 of Indian Contract Act. A person is said to be sound mind for the purpose of making a contract if at the time when he makes it, it is capable. He must be capable of understanding it and for forming a rational judgment. He must understand what the others are saying, and he has to take certain judgments about his interest in that contract. There are two cases when a person is usually unsound mind but occasionally is sound mind, but like that when he is unsound mind from his childhood. Now he became sound mind for 1 month. That 1 month, when he entered into a contract, it is valid. A person who is usually a sound mind but occasionally unsound mind may not make a contract when he was in sound mind, like same similar cases. Um, hmm. Question of unsound mind person making a contract. When unsound mind person makes a contract, it is void. Next final topic is contract by disqualified person. Here, likewise minor, a contract of minor and a contract of unsound mind. The contract of disqualified person is also void. Here disqualified person means foreign sovereignty or alien enemy or corporate alien enemy or corporates are convenient or insolvents. Alien enemy means like India and China. When there is a war between India and China, China became a alien enemy. That's all for this video. In next video, we are going to say about free consent. Thank you. I will upload all my notes in the Telegram channel. Make use of it. There is a link in the description for the Telegram channel. If you please subscribe to this channel so that you will not miss out any videos from our channel. Thank you.